I hope everybody's year started off well. This is Jeff Larsey from Effingham County. Allison is not going to be able to join us today, so we'll muddle through without her. We have a very good agenda today. Chance McPherson with the DOE, who's been speaking, has been working with us and putting some stuff together for us. And of course, we had a little input as well. But I'd like to go ahead and have him kick things off.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. I hope everybody's having a great year. As the year has started off well, and then that all the kids are actively and moving along and growing and learning and at your schools and in your systems. And I know you guys have probably been extremely busy with all the things going on. So we're going to try to keep this short. I know you got a lot on your plate. However, we do have a lot we do kind of want to go over. It's been a long time since we've talked. As many of you know, Christina Clayton has moved on to bigger and better things, and so the work has been kind of divided out amongst many of us, and so this has been something that I've taken on and is working with you guys and being kind of the voice of the DOE with the committee here. So. But that doesn't mean I'm like the boss for definitely not the boss. I do not want that responsibility. But we are definitely going to go over a lot today, and we've got some folks from the DOE who are going to be sharing a few things with us as we go through today. So I'm looking forward to hearing a few folks from our team share with you. Real quick, just want to make sure, can everybody see my PowerPoint right now? It says Georgia IT Advisory Committee. All right, great, very good. If you have any problems seeing anything as we go along, please let me know. I'd be happy to stop. Again, if you do want to speak out, I taught 7th graders, so I'm used to interruptions, so feel free to interrupt if you feel it necessary, if you're having any issues. And again, you can chat in the box, and I'm going to try to keep an eye out on that. And I'm going to try to give you guys a chance to ask some questions as we go through. So please feel free to do that as well. All right, so our agenda today, really going to try to give you an update on our path to personalized learning, just a real quick update, going to show you a few things that many of you may have seen already at different conferences. You may have seen Bob Swigum mentioned a few of these things, go over some of these things, but I'm just going to do a quick overview of some of this stuff, just in case you haven't seen it, and just kind of give you an idea of where our goals at the DOE really are in the instructional technology and the technology department, and what we're trying to really get out across the state. So I'm going to do that first today, and we'll do some updates on the different tools and resources that we're putting out for the districts. I'll give you a quick update in Georgia Virtual Learning. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get a representative from their team to be able to join us today, so I'll just give you a few updates and reminders of some things, and then they'll be able to join us next time. Missy is with us today, the great and awesome Missy. She's going to talk to us about technology inventory and some other things that she wants to share, and so she will take over at that point. And then today, Jeff and I are going to share some conversations that Allison and him and I have had in regarding to setting up some new goals, some ideas for the next 3 years, and then want to just remind you guys about the face-to-face meeting that we're going to have at GaETC. So we are going to move along here. Many of you have probably seen this already. This is our path to personalized learning. You see all the different pieces that we've been working on, things that we have completed and have made available to the districts, as well as things that we are currently working on and kind of a vision that we have. And so if you haven't had a chance to look at this, you'll be able to have access to this through our website. But you'll see right now, just to kind of give you an idea where we're at, right now we've got the SLDS out, we've got the teacher resource link out, the learning object repository is available to districts, The IIS data tool is available to districts and is currently available to school level administrators, and so we'll talk about that. And the GoFar, which was OAS, is currently being made available. It's going to be out in groups, so I'll bring that up a little bit later as well. But you see all the different pieces here, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going into detail with it. But if you want to know more about this, we'd be happy to talk more about it with you. This is the kind of the new diagram that Bob likes to share around with people. He calls it the convergence, where we are trying to take all of these tools that we've been talking about. You'll see them there, and we're trying to put them together with various trainings, conferences, face-to-face, online testimonials. We've got a great testimonial right now that two of our teammates, John and Lou, have just gone down and done some recording, and Hubert's editing a testimony right now of a young lady whose life was completely changed because of a teacher taking the time to look at her information in SLDS. So it's a pretty neat testimony. Hopefully we'll get that out to you guys soon. And then, of course, many of you probably know about the PeachNet project and the grants and E-rate and all of that. And so putting all those things together is really the goal, is to get personalized learning out to each one of the students. So that, if you want to know more about this graph, we'll be happy to go into detail with that as well. And then you'll also see this backpack kind of maybe surfacing around at different conversations. And you see the different pieces that are available in this backpack, where you've got the teacher pocket, and you see all the different items that we're really trying to make available in the teacher pocket. You've got a student pocket, which includes portfolios, awards and badges, career planning, and then you have the parent pocket, where the parent has access as well to many of the tools and resources available, in this one environment, all in one backpack, all in one area. And then you got student tools, and the student tools is going to include some Microsoft tools and some resources that, including a terabyte of memory for every student, every teacher across the state. That is a sure deal, and we're working on how that gets out to every student and every teacher, and that kind of information being made available. Just having all of those resources made available to every student, every teacher, it's just every parent is just, I think, to me, is the goal, and being able to get it all in one place. So if you haven't seen these, if you haven't been a part of any kind of conference or meeting and you want to know more about this, please let me know. We'll definitely get the right, more detailed information to you. All right, so moving into these different tools and resources, SLDS, just a reminder for those of you who may not know, the CCRPI goal is still in place this year in regards to using SLDS and the other tools, such as the Teacher Resource Link and GoIEP and all of these, using these, getting page views. You'll see kind of what those goals, how to meet that goal in your school. It's half a bonus point. It's not a required point. But the teachers, and that is teacher role defined by CPI, need to get an average of 50 page views per month. That's 500 total, and that will be from August 1st to May 31st. And we talked and decided to throw in June and July as bonus months to add to your total. So the average is still 50 per month for 10 months, but we're going to go ahead and throw in the other 2 months as well. So that is to get a half bonus point for your school. You need half of your teachers, 50% of the teachers in the school, getting an average of 50 page views per month. And so if you have any questions about what the page views are, if you have any questions about what a teacher role is or anything, we can throw those questions out in a little bit. Other things about SLDS that will be coming up, there is a gifted form that is in development. You may know that there's GoIEP, the IEP form available through the SLDS dashboard. Also, we're in development of a gifted form that will also be available and I believe in January. I won't give you a definite on that because I know better than giving definites from the DOE, but a gifted form is hopefully going to be available in January. And any new updates, any recent updates you want to know about, you can always check them out at our website. We do have an updates page, and on that update page, we also talk about when the latest assessment data is available in SLDS, when any upgrades, any changes, anything like that is added, new tools are added. We try to keep all of that information on our update page. So if you ever want to know what the newest and latest and greatest is in SLDS, please check out that website. Angie Baker is not able to be with us today, so I'm going to give you just a few updates on Teacher Resource Link and the Learning Object Repository. She has all the details. She's the master at TRL and LOR, so I won't try to fill her shoes because I know I will fail miserably. However, I do want to give you just a few updates on things going on with the Teacher Resource Link. Right now, teachers are currently reviewing resources, and they're trying to rate them through the star ratings. We have a large number of teachers doing that work for us. We do want to make sure that the quality is there. We do want to make sure that good resources are out there, as well as we want to make sure that teachers are able to look and see, hey, yeah, somebody looked at this, and this is a good resource, so I'm going to take a look at it as well. We don't want there to be too much of a guessing game when you're looking in the Teacher Resource Link. We want teachers to feel confident about what they're looking at in there. So we do currently have teachers working on the rating process. Resources are consistently being added and edited and removed. We have had to remove a lot of resources. Some of you may have gotten some comments or complaints about I forgot what it was called. Help me, Danita. What was the things that we took away because they made it required a sign-on? Learn Zillion. That's right. Thank you. Yeah, we did have to remove. Yeah, we had to move a lot of the Learn Zillion stuff because they let us have it at first, but then all of a sudden they decided to require a sign-on, and that's one of the things that we do not want to require our teachers to do, is to have to sign in and put their address, email address, and all that. We don't want to require any of that stuff. So you'll see a lot of things like that might happen over time, so just be aware of that. I want to highlight two tabs that are in the Teacher Resource Link that you may not have known were there. One of them is the Curriculum tab, and that tab contains Curriculum Department documents and resources. The Curriculum Department at the DOE is responsible for getting resources into that tab, and right now the Math Department has added all of their unit-by-unit webinars and curriculum maps and unit frameworks, the teacher edition, student edition. They don't have a student edition anymore. It's just all teacher edition. They have added all of those resources and documents to the Curriculum tab, which is available in the Teacher Resource Link. Right now, math is the only things that are there, so hopefully we can get the ELA and the Science and Social Studies resources available in there as well in the near future. But that is a Curriculum tab which is available in the Teacher Resource Link dashboard. Georgia Virtual School courses will also be able to be seen through the Courses tab, so you'll be able to see when you do a search for a certain course in the Teacher Resource Link, if that course is in Georgia Virtual School and we have made it available through the web page, you'll also see those courses in the Courses tab, so that you can see all the modules together and be able to possibly see more work than just one little item that's available in Georgia Virtual School as well. So be looking for those two tabs if you ever get a chance to get in the Teacher Resource Link. That would be Curriculum tab and the Courses tab. And the Learning Object Repository updates, LOR, are currently made available to districts. So districts do have the ability to get provisioned for the Learning Object Repository at the local level, so that the districts can start adding their own resources to be viewed by their teachers in the Teacher Resource Link. So if you have some resources that you want to share in a one single sign-on area like Teacher Resource Link, you may want to put in a request. You'll see the link there to put in a request to have provisioned for the Learning Object Repository. That may take 2 to 3 weeks to provide that provision, and then it's going to be on a first-come, first-served basis. So as Angie gets those requests in, she tries to provision that in a first-come, first-served basis. So if you are interested, if your district might be interested in having their own objects added to the Teacher Resource Link repository, you may want to put in a request as soon as you get a chance. I'm going to pause for a moment because I can talk pretty fast and talk about a lot of stuff really easily. So I'm just going to pause for a moment and see if anybody has any questions about the SLDS update, TRL, LOR. Any questions about that? Okay, everybody still there? Just want to make sure everybody can still hear me. I can. I'll talk for a while and realize, actually, I've been muted the whole time. All right. We've had a lot of folks join in, so before I move on, please make sure that you click on the microphone next to your name so that you can mute yourself, just in case you have somebody coming in screaming out fire, fire or something. We don't, we don't hear it. All right, I'm going to move on then from here, and we're going to go into IIS dashboard, and the awesome and amazing Carol Moore McLeod is here with us, and I'm going to let her take over and talk to you about the IIS dashboard and the learning tool, which and give you some updates on both of those. So Carol, I'm going to pass it on to you.
Hi everybody. So I think you guys have probably heard about the IIS dashboard that's been available to the district level users in SLDS. So we're happy to announce that it is now available to school level users as well. Let me pause for a second to make sure you guys can all hear me. Can you hear me? Okay, great. All right. It is very strange being kind of, I guess, deaf on our end and not sure if anybody's hearing us or not. So anyways, it is now available to the school level users, so your principals, school level administrators, anybody that has the school level role within Profile Manager to see different applications within the SLDS panel should have it by default, unless your super user, that's the person that can go into Profile Manager and change roles around, unless that person has changed the school level roles. So if you have some principals or somebody that should be at a school level in SLDS and they go in and they don't see the IIS dashboard button on their menu, then it's because whoever the super user in the district is has gone into Profile Manager and changed or altered the permissions that are available to their school level users, and that's an easy fix. That person just has to go back in there, and for whatever role you want to have the IIS dashboard, they need to check IIS dashboard. So if no one has changed any of the default permissions for school level people, then they should see the IIS dashboard button automatically when they log into SLDS. So that's available now. It's not a huge difference from what's available to district level users, except for the school level users have a My School wall. If you're familiar with the IIS dashboard, then you know that there's a district level wall where people can share different charts and reports that they create with other users in their district. So the school level user can create charts and share them with other users in their school. And the other major difference between the school level and the district level is that while school level users are able to compare their data to other schools and to other districts outside of their own, they can only click and drill down on the students in their own school. So if they try to click on students in a school outside of theirs or a district outside of theirs, it's going to say, no, you're not allowed to view students outside of their school. Okay, I hear some. Is there a question? I think I need to. Okay, can you guys hear me still? Okay. All right, I heard Missy say yes audibly. So, all right. Don't know what that was. Good. Okay. So anyway, that threw me off just a second. I think I just finished talking about the IIS school level dashboard. So that's available now. IIS training is available. It looks like Chance put a tiny URL on here, which I assume leads to our normal IIS training request form. So you can request IIS training through the same request form. Good. Okay, so you can request IIS training through the same request form that you would request any other SLDS training. So go ahead and go in there and get all the training requests in that you can, because lots are filling up very quickly. And I believe that's all. So if you have any specific questions about IIS, you can email me anytime. My email address is on that slide, and I'd be happy to help you. Or if you have any questions now, I can help you with those as well. I'm going to mute before I do something crazy out loud. Thanks. Oh, gosh, here's another slide for me. Okay, any questions about IIS before I move on to the learning tool? Okay, so this slide is about the learning tool, and this is an application that we have in pilot right now in one district. So right now there are 15 teachers in Clark County that are piloting the learning tool. So basically the learning tool is our state-developed LMS. And we hesitate to call it an LMS because it's not, a full version of an LMS that you would think of where you have like discussions and chat rooms and all that stuff. Although that stuff can be added on later, it's really right now the functionality in the learning tool will allow you to deliver assignments to students and deliver announcements to your students electronically. Basically, your students will log in through their SIS, so whatever SIS you have. Infinite Campus, for instance, is what Clark County uses. They have opened up their student portal so that students now can log into Infinite Campus. They see a link to SLDS, and when they click on it, it takes them straight into the learning tool, and that's where they receive any assignments and announcements that their teachers have created for them. So basically, when a teacher creates an assignment for their students, they can attach resources from folders that they've saved in TRL. They can attach any URL to the attachment that they want to, and they can also attach any files from their local or network drive. Teachers have access to the rosters that are automatically uploaded into SLDS, and they can create groups of students, so differentiated groups of students from those rosters. So, they could create a whole class of students that gets everything. Then they can perhaps create just a group of 5 kids who need some different resources from what everybody else needs, and they can create assignments. So basically, every student's learning tool could look slightly different, just depending on what the teacher feels like that student needs. So again, that's in pilot in Clark County right now. We are in the middle of that and anticipate finishing that pilot in about December timeframe. And then our next pilot that's already planned is Jackson County, which isn't too far from Clark County. So Jackson will be trying this out for us next. And then, of course, we'll need some time to make, changes and enhancements that have been given to us from those 2 pilot groups. And once that happens, we'll put a plan in place to roll this out to districts that request it. So if you'd like more information about the learning tool, I'll be happy to give that to you. We have a readiness document to show you what kind of things you need to be doing to prepare to use the learning tool if you'd like to try it. But we're a little ways away from opening it up to districts outside of our pilot district. So I think that's all I need to tell you about the learning tool right now, but feel free to email me if you want more information, or I'd be happy to address any questions now.
Okay.
Okay, going once, going twice. I see no questions, so I'm going to mute.
All right. Thanks, Carol. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, you see Carol's email here, and I'll bring it up again later on. So if you have any questions about it, she'd be happy to help you out anything possible. One of the things about the learning tool that, like Carol said, there are a few things that would obviously have to happen first. And one of those things is teachers being trained on SLDS and the teacher resource link. Before they can really get into the learning tool and the other things first, they need training on SLDS and teacher resource link. The rest of it won't make sense until that happens. So even though the learning tool is a little ways away, it's really important that we encourage training now in SLDS and the teacher resource link, so that if you guys do want the learning tool, you already have that behind you. You don't have to wait for that to happen first. That's already done. Your teachers are aware of it. They're comfortable with it. They're using it. And now we can move on to the next tool. And as instructional technology and technology folks, we know that you can't get to the advanced until you've done the basics first. So just to kind of throw that out there to support what Carol's saying. Again, thanks, Carol, for joining us today. All right, going to move to the next thing here. Real quick, GoFar. If you're not familiar with GoFar, that is the future of the online assessment system, OAS. Assessment is putting that out there, putting that information out there. They did a couple seminars on October 7th and October 8th. I have the links to those webinars here. They have two formats of it here, so I do want to just put these links out there for you to go see and to hear and to see what the new format is like. Currently, right now, assessment will be responsible for training in GoFar. So if you do want any training with it, you will contact assessment, and they'll help you out with that. So just wanted to let you know and be aware that GoFar is going to be live for every system, and it's being released in groups. So if you don't see it available in SLDS yet, it will come at some point and be released in groups. I believe they're going to try to release it in groups of 20. So just be aware that that GoFar is available out there for you. I believe these links, just real quick, I know these links are currently working, but I don't know when they will go away because we are no longer using Blackboard. So just putting these links out to you right now. If you go and they are not working, please go check out the Department of Education's assessment department's webpage, and you'll see OAS GoFar there, and they should hopefully have a web page up real soon. They don't have one right now, but in that web page they'll have these webinars as well. Okay, moving on from GoFar. Again, SLDS, TRL, IAS training, we are free. We are free to come out to your districts, your schools. We're free to come out and train the trainers. We are free to come out and do administrator training. So please take advantage of free training. Because we are here. There's a team of us here willing to do that. So here there's a web page to where you can see all the information. You can see all of our information and contact numbers. But we also have a request form, and you'll see the link here, and you'll see you can go in and do a request, and that request will get spread out to the team, and we'll contact you in regards to that. Debbie asked if I was going to send you this PowerPoint. I will send it to you, but I will also put it on the wiki. So the wiki will have this PowerPoint on it as well, so you can have all of these links and all this information available to you. All right, Georgia Virtual Learning. Again, unfortunately wasn't able to have someone from their team here, but hopefully they'll join us next time. But just a couple of things I wanted to remind you of is the tool, the Teaching Online Open Learning. Just real quick, everyone is unmuted, so I'm just going to mute everyone right now, and I'll unmute you here in just a minute. There we go. All right, so the tool, the Teaching Online Open Learning, is a great resource for teachers and anyone else to go if they want to develop their skill sets in the online or the blended learning classroom environment. This is a great tool for them to go and they can do it on their own time, or they can do it in groups at different times of the year, and they can get credit for it, and they can get towards their certification later on. I mean, this is a really great place for teachers to really develop their skills in the online learning environment. So check this out. Pass this along to those who you think would be interested. And Georgia Virtual Learning has really gone all out, did a great job with that. I've gone in and done a few of them. I've been trying to do some on my own at my own pace, and they're really good, really informative. So check that out and pass that along to interesting parties. And also, I want to remind you guys about our shared resources on our webpage here, where you can go in and find many of the Georgia Virtual School courses and their modules and their resources, and all available to you from our webpage. These same courses and resources are available in the teacher resource link, but I just wanted to remind you can access these. So if you've got anyone who needs some extra information, anything they want to build a course from, anything that if you got a teacher on a PDP who just needs help, go in and help them. Maybe use these resources to help that teacher. So to me, it's a plethora of great information and great supportive resources. So I'm going to move on from there and going to pass this along over to Missy. I'm going to give her control, and she's going to start driving from her from her PowerPoint. But here is the web page to the technology inventory, and let me give control over to Missy and let her take over from here.
Thank you, Chance. Can everyone see my screen? Yes? No? Okay, awesome. Thank you, Carol. I'm trying to keep this down to just a few slides because we do have a session at GaETC on Friday, November the 7th. It begins at 8:30 and is in Salon 7 for those of you that want a more in-depth view of this. But if you see the timeline, notice that meeting with you guys today to give you a brief overview. The Data Collections Conference, we gave a presentation in August. We have GaETC on the 7th, that Friday. The conference is the 5th through the 7th, but this presentation will be on that Friday. And superintendent sign-off is the last Friday in the month of May of 2015. For the school survey, we have a few changes that we are making at this point. The first change will be the type or the speed of connection between the school and the district DMARC. And we are taking a lot of options and moving it down to, I think, 5 or 6 here. We're also going to change the estimated internet bandwidth for the school. And we're going to remove all of those individual options and just leave a blank field where you can put your response. Then the last change that we have on this page is question number 9, where it talks about the internal network bandwidth of the school. We're changing that, and basically this red box that you see here, these are the options that we have. If you select the wireless, then you have to identify the number of access points. But if you don't have a wireless option, you wouldn't have to then provide the number of access points. Probably the largest change that we have within the survey this year will be on the list of the operating systems systems based upon the types of computers table that you see here. The Ultrabooks will be removed. Then for the OS changes, what we're trying to do at this point is we're trying to connect this to the Georgia milestones as far as the operating systems with the type of device that they have identified will work within this online assessment. So for the operating system here that you see with an asterisk, those meet the guidelines for the Georgia milestones. So what we'll do is we'll provide two different calculations for you based upon those options that you've chosen. The students per instructional computers is the calculation that we've provided in every year since we've had the survey, but a new calculation will be for those computers that you have that meet the specifications for the Georgia milestones. Now there is a caveat here that the calculations, and I'm going to go back to where we're showing the asterisk. If you notice, it talks about Windows 7 here. There is an asterisk to the right of Windows 7. However, Windows 7 is not included for tablets. So there wasn't a way within this tabling system to allow us to kind of make that designation. So we just want to bring that to your attention that the operating systems here with the asterisk are identified within the Georgia milestones, that that operating system based with that computer will work within the Georgia milestones. So that's kind of new that you will see in the survey this year. We're also going to have a new question for the 2015-16 school year for the potential of online test takers that you think that you'll have within your schools. That will be a new question. For the district report, we have a few things that more so that we're going to remove from the survey. Question number 5, we just added the word WAN there. It wasn't clear in prior years. Then where you see the WAN topologies that are implemented in the school, question number 6, that question will be removed. We're also going to add for question number 7 about the speed of the district WAN, we're going to add the 10 GPS. Oh, that's so funny, I said GPS, that tells you we're educators here. We're adding the 10 gigs to this. Then the question number 12, the district WAN diagram, we're taking that out. We've received that from you guys probably for the last 3 years, so we're not going to ask that you upload that PDF file. And then once again on this last page here for the district survey, we're going to remove the question for the emails provided to the teachers and the administrators. And then also as you see questions 21 through 23, it's talking about the online assessments for this current school year. That's removed because we're in the current school year. So for the online assessments, version 1.1 of the milestone guidelines, the Windows 8 tablet operating system is not supported. There's a link here which this presentation will be provided to you that actually takes you to the document. And let me just quickly go back. Sorry about, I know there's a faster way to do this, but this identification here where we got this list where you see the asterisk, that is from the Georgia milestones, and there's a link in this document that would take you to that page as well. But just wanted to make sure that you were aware that you can pull this document up yourself if you want to look at that full document. It's a Word document. It's not pretty. There are no pictures. It's just straight text. Then the last item that I wanted to give you an update, the Connections for the Classroom grant. Chris Shealy is the one that's organizing this for us, and supposedly there's going to be a called board meeting next week. So that's the only thing I was told. Just I was given a teaser. So if you are interested in maybe what the possibilities could be for the board meeting, they are public meetings. If you want more information, feel free to email Chris, and I have my email address along with Chris's. So do we have any questions on this? And once again, we will give this presentation in its entirety at GaETC on Friday, November the 7th at 8:30. Any questions? Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Missy. All right, let me take control back here. All right, give me just a second. Doesn't make it easy to swap controls here. Now I got to play my presentation again. All right, can everybody see my my screen now? Great, thank you. All right, thanks again, Missy. We appreciate that. Thanks for joining us today. All of that information definitely is very useful for our folks. So if you guys, I know we have a lot of folks who are on the committee not participating. Can you, if you know anyone from the committee you didn't see on today, please make sure that you let them know about everything that Missy shared, because I know that all of that is of high interest to this team. So please pass that along. All right, so just want to throw out our contact information here as we go get finished up with updates today. If you are having questions about SLDS, IAS, or the learning tool, Carol is your contact. She'd be happy to answer any questions, help you out with any of that. If you have any questions about TRL or the Learning Object Repository, or how to get the Learning Object Repository going with your district, Angie will be happy to help you with that. Training and support, Hubert is our lead, and I've also given you the link to request training, so you can either contact him or me or any one of our teams. We'll be happy to help you. And technology inventory and the grant information, as you saw, Missy will be able to answer questions. I am also taking over the responsibilities of the CCI room and how our committee is engaged in using the CCI room, as well as other districts are using the CCI room. So that has been handed to me. So if you have any questions or anything, you can always talk to me about that, and we're going to be talking more about that in our goals today. All right, so if you, Missy, Carol, if y'all want to hang out, you're welcome to. This is, otherwise, that's totally up to you. But again, thanks for coming along. This is our goals that we're kind of, these aren't for sure written in stone type goals for our committee. But these are things that Jeff and Allison and I had a chance to talk about last week, and kind of feel like these might be some good things to toss out to you guys in regards to really kind of setting some ideas, really kind of using this committee to kind of move things forward as a statewide entity, not just as the DOE or as each little individual district, but what are we doing as a committee to support the state, support students across the state. So we kind of talked about a few of these things, and we're not going to get into detail here today. We feel like our face-to-face meeting will be a chance for us to kind of get into the details of these, and do we feel like these are things we should be trying to do, or do we need to take any of these out? Do we need to add something in? So just to kind of give you an idea of what our thought process was. Communication. We live or die by it. We kind of feel like that we've got a lot of folks on this team who have a lot of great ideas, who've got some really awesome things going on in their districts. We've got some folks in our state that could use some assistance, that are needing good ideas, needing new ideas. And so we want to toss around the idea of how we're communicating, how we're sharing ideas, how we're getting other ideas shared with each other. We have a wiki page, and I'll bring that page up here for you in a moment. But how are we taking advantage in the age of, or we're kind of beyond the age of communication now. We're all the way through it. What are we doing now to really communicate with each other. So I really want our committee to think about some possibilities in communication. Supporting our schools. How are we getting all the available resources in the hands of our teachers? How are we getting all of the things that the state provides and your districts provides? How are we getting it into their hands? What are your strategies? What are your needs? What are your roadblocks? Allison and Jeff and I had a really good long conversation just about that alone. There are many roadblocks that come from trying to get these things in your teachers' hands, and one of those being the teachers are just overwhelmed. I mean, and that's one of the biggest ones I think we talked about. But we need some strategies. We need some ways of letting the teachers know that these things are there and these things are free, and from some cases like the state SLDS and TRL. So what are we doing? And we want to have that conversation at our face-to-face meeting. CCI room, say that an example of what it could be, what the classroom could look like. How are we taking advantage of that? How are we demonstrating that in our districts, in our schools? How are we using that room as a model for what our, in all honesty, what our students want? I believe our students want something like this when they go to a place like Starbucks, or when they go to a place that's what they want to see. You know, they want to see an environment they're comfortable to hang out in, and they're comfortable to talk in, and they feel like they're in a place that doesn't look like they're still in the same classroom from the 1950s. So we want us to talk more about how are we getting the CCI room example out there to our leadership and to our teachers. So then the Smiths next door. That's my that's my example of I worked in Cobb County, and in Cobb County we had a whole bunch of things that we did, lessons, free digital resources, just samples of excellent teacher work that we kept to ourselves. We hoarded. We didn't share it. And then when I started working outside of Cobb County and started working with just counties right next to Cobb, and they didn't have any of that stuff. They didn't have anything like that. And so I'd like for us as a committee to talk about how do we get to share best practices? How do we get to share excellent resources? What are we doing to help out our neighbor, kind of thing? What are we doing to support each other across the state? So I'd like for our committee to be thinking about how we can get involved with getting resources and out to each other, sharing those with each other. And then the last goal is we need some fresh blood. We need some new folks on the team. We need some folks who are maybe new to instructional technology, or folks who've been around a long time who just don't even know we have a committee who might be interested. So I'd like for us to figure out a way to communicate what our committee does and what we want to get involved in, and find some new folks to be a part of what we're doing as well. So these are just kind of this is just a short list of ideas that we talked about, and I would like for the committee to start brainstorming over the next several weeks each one of these areas. We'll post these, we'll put this webinar on the blog, and I want to post these goals on the blog, and I want us to brainstorm these a little bit, think about these, and say, okay, you know, what do I want to be a part of? Which part of these goals do I want to be a part of that? Do we even need to be doing any of this? If we do, what are some good ideas? I'd like for each member of the committee to kind of bring something to our face-to-face meeting, bring something with them that they want to share and they want to talk about. So let me see here. I got a couple of questions from Jeff here. Yeah, great, Jeff. Yeah, that's a question we had talked about. Is there an opportunity in your district, in your school, to create a model room similar to the CCI room? Is there a way to do that? We'd like to talk about that. We'd like to see if any of you feel like there's a way to do that. All right, and yeah, and then our committee can talk about how we can maybe get a lot of these resources that may end up going into your your district learning object repository. How do we get to a point where we can maybe share them in the statewide teacher resource link? Maybe that's something we can brainstorm and be able to bring to the table that the state can take back with it as well. Good points, Jeff. Thanks. Anybody have any, like I said, this is really these are just ideas that we want to throw out for everyone to be thinking about and taking home with them and mulling over for the next couple of weeks before we have our face-to-face meeting at GaETC. But before, just in case you don't understand any of these, does anybody have any questions about any of these? I'm unmute everybody, so if you want to talk, feel free to.
Well, I know that that the TRL is the ultimate, that was the idea for the TRL all along, was to get these resources that are working well in one district out there into the hands of others that might want them. So the question I have, and I see it locally too, how do you encourage that? So that is something I think we can all dwell on a little bit and figure out how to get people to share what they've created. It's blood, sweat, and tears, I know, sometimes to get the resources created. But why would we want other people to have to suffer and reinvent that wheel if we could share what we're doing? So I strongly encourage that.
That's good, Jeff. Thanks. Anyone else have anything they want to add? Okay, well, I'm going to just mute everyone again, and just to give everybody a reminder that we are going to have a face-to-face meeting. It's going to start at 9:45 on November 6th at the GaETC. That's the Thursday. And in that meeting, I said we're going to try to discuss these goals and maybe come up with some strategies for these goals, maybe come up with some ideas on how we as a committee can get involved with a few of these things, and just teamwork. I think we're going to need probably to set up little teams to work on a few of these things. You guys have so much on your plate already. I can't imagine trying to add too much more to that, but I feel that as a committee, these things are really important to us. These things are things that we could really really help across the state, and so we're probably going to need to kind of work as a team on getting these things done. So again, face-to-face meeting starts at 9:45 at GaETC on November 6th, which is that Thursday. And topics to come. These are some things that we're probably going to bring up somewhere near in the near future, and that is STEM in Georgia. Some of you probably have heard many times we're working on, the state is working on getting schools STEM certified. We have many of them who have been successful at that. It is not an easy process. It does take work to do that. Jill DeLion is our STEM rep manager at the DOE, but we have been lucky to get Kelly Stewart on our team. She has worked with Gilda pretty consistently in regards to the STEM in Georgia, and now she is on our SLDS TRL training team. And so it's been awesome to be able to get her on our team. And I'm probably going to invite her to talk to us more about what has happened with STEM, what the future of STEM might be, and might quite possibly get Gilda on with us as well. Because if you're interested in that, or if you're interested in all what resources and conferences and things like that are available, I'm sure they'd be happy to share that. And then Microsoft IT Academy, we've got some awesome things going on across the state, and then but the IT Academy resources, the training and stuff, that's not just for the students. Teachers can take advantage of a lot of those resources as well. So I do want to try to get Misty Freeman on with us at one point and let her talk about the possibilities of what your teachers can take advantage of as far as the tools available for Microsoft IT Academy. So that's some topics that I think we're going to be bringing up in the near future as well that I want everyone to be aware of. I just got a message that Misty Freeman has left our agency. I did not know that. Well, I'll find out who could share that information with us. That's why I haven't got an email from her, because I sent an email and never got anything back. All right, this is our wiki page space. If you have not received this email, I will make sure in a follow-up email to everyone that they'll get this PowerPoint, they'll get the webinar link, and they'll also get this link to the wiki space. If you get a chance, go check out the wiki space, all the information we have in there. And if you get a chance to think about maybe using it as part of our communication, we can do that. We do have an open agenda here. Jeff had a couple of things. I don't know if you still want to put those out there.
Hold on one second.
Okay. Jeff had a couple of things he wanted to throw out to see if maybe bring up for discussion and see if anyone has any thoughts or ideas about. I know Jeff got caught at a moment. He's been really busy this beginning of this year, so there we go.
Sorry, Chance, I had my mute button pressed. I was doing what you accused yourself of doing earlier, just chatting away, talking to myself apparently. So, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Jeff.
Okay. So the SLOs, we fully understand what they're for and to demonstrate growth, and I think that's a definite benefit. However, I think some of the issues we've experienced locally, I was in a meeting with some other coordinators at our board office the other day, and they expressed to me the fact that they had to go in and manually change over 2,800 SLO scores in Infinite Campus because of schedule changes, and for some reason the scores did not follow with the schedule changes and had to be rekeyed, and that of course opens up opportunity for human error when you're rekeying those scores, and over 2,800 scores is quite a few man hours to rekey as well. So there's some issues moving forward that I think we need to be aware of. I don't know how many people are involved at that level, or of course everyone is involved, and everyone is concerned about the accuracy of these scores. But that was just something that was brought up, and I told the folks that brought it to me that I would bring it up and ask for you guys if y'all had any experience with it, or any thoughts on the subject. So anybody want to speak to that at all from your district perspective? just be aware as you move forward that there are issues at the district level, at the district office level with, you know, scheduling and SLO performance reports and that kind of thing. And you know what, Chance, sadly, since my morning has been rocked by network infrastructure issues, I don't remember what the milestones online assessment concerns were, sadly. It's been that kind of morning. I apologize, folks, but I've been playing network specialist as well this morning and have been in and out of the meeting.
I think
do you recall, Chance, what we?
Yeah, I think you were just. I think you were asking what's that going to look like. You think you were concerned about what that was going to look like, how that was going to occur. You had a lot of questions about that, and
well, and I guess it'll yeah. And I think Missy addressed some of it in her earlier, but definitely, you know, what's the end state going to look like? And there was some concern especially from my exceptional ed coordinator here about, you know, most accommodations will have to go through electronic testing this time, and there was some concern about students who struggle already. I know they're going to have an opportunity to take a practice test and that. To get them familiar with the platform, but there was just some concern about the equity and the what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it right now, but how that was going to impact those kids, especially going to a new testing platform on top of the struggles that they already have. But anyway, I know that will present itself as a solution or an opportunity for improvement, and we look forward to that. But there are some concerns here at our district about what that's going to look like and how it's going to play out. But anyway, are there any other items? Chance has the other items bullet up there. Certainly, we would like to entertain other things that you guys would like to bring up and discuss. You've been so chatty this morning already. You know, so feel free to jump in. Chance, I think we're going to have to buy everybody coffee next time. Maybe at ETC when we're face to face, everybody can voice their opinions a little bit. We look forward to that trip as always, and look forward to seeing you there. And Chance, is there anything else you have, sir?
I don't think so. I think that's it. And thank you guys for showing up here today. And for those of you who are going to listen to the webinar later on, Jeff and I will make sure that you get both the copy of the PowerPoint and the webinar and a link to the wiki space. And please remember to start talking to folks that you think might be interested in participating in what we're doing. And go ahead and start and maybe invite them to GaETC as well. We'd be happy to have them.
And think about different disciplines, different levels, elementary, middle, high, science, language arts. You want representation from different areas if we can. Everybody has different perspective on everything. So as many perspectives as we can get on the situations that we address, the better it will be. So I look forward to you bringing some names to us and inviting those folks to participate as well. And I want to thank Chance for being the point man, the liaison for the committee and the DOE, and certainly applaud his hard work that he's already done. And everyone else who came on today to brief us on the different programs and everything. I appreciate y'all's time and, of course, what you do there to support us in the districts. And look forward to seeing everybody at ETC. And if no one has anything else, I guess that's it. Thank you so much.